What's going on, guys? Hey, it's Ben Nader. You already know this is the channel where we talk about recruiting and staffing, starting your own recruiting agency and getting into business, solopreneurship, entrepreneurship, and all that stuff. So definitely hit the subscribe button if that's what you're into, and smash the like button just for good cause. I would really appreciate it. It ranks the videos up. So that would be awesome. Let's jump right into today's topic. And it's a little bit harsh, okay? So I'm going to preface this. You're doing it all wrong, but have no fear, I'm going to tell you how to fix it. So there's been a multitude of things that I've come across talking to a ton of you guys on the Six Figure Recruiter page and in the Six Figure Recruiters Facebook group. By the way, which if you're not a member of, you should be. Link in description of the video, so hit that right afterwards. But I'm going to tell you a few things that you're definitely doing wrong, or a lot of you are doing wrong, and how to fix them. So first things first, let's talk about your outreach. This is super critical, right? This is how we get clients. This is how we do business. So your outreach is most likely a little bit messed up. And the first thing I want to touch on is volume, okay? So you cannot send 15 emails or 15 LinkedIn connections out a day and expect any return. You need to be doing mass volume. I know this is difficult. I realize this is, not something that's extremely easy, but hey, this is why you get paid at the end of the day for sending out a ton of connection requests and sending out a ton of cold email. So for volume's sake, keep it up. Do 75, do 100, do 120 a day if you can. Do whatever you can. If you're working a 9 to 5, send out 50 emails on your phone while you're on lunch, or do it during your downtime. We all know that there's hours and hours that you have at work that you can literally be sending out cold emails. So that's one thing. The second thing is calibrate your templates. Take a first, second, third look at your templates. Maybe get somebody else to look at your templates. Hit me up on the Six Figure Recruiter Facebook page. Send your template to me and I'll evaluate it for you. Your template might just be crap. Okay, so you might be doing that all wrong, right? A lot of people have showed me their templates and some of it was crap and some things needed to be changed, right? So always having a second pair of eyes on it is critical. So make sure your template is catered to the client and it tells them exactly what they want to hear so they get right back to you. That's super important because it's what they're going to see and what they're going to read, and it basically will determine whether they respond or not. So that's one huge thing. So a lot of this is for beginners, right? If you're super advanced, you know what you're doing, understand that, this is just honing your craft. But nonetheless, the third thing, cold calling, okay? So number one, if you're cold calling and you're getting on the phone with a ton of people and you're just getting shut down and it's just not working, stop cold calling, okay? Like, just don't do it. Double down on your strengths, get rid of your weaknesses, okay? So if cold calling is not working for you, screw cold calling. Just start emailing a ton. Like if you've been avoiding email and you've been doing cold calling, it's not working, start doing a ton more email. If you've been doing a ton of cold email and stuff's not working, try a little bit of cold calling, right? So everything's trial and error until you get success, right? This is how I started my agency. I shot out a ton of emails, waited to get traction. I was lucky enough to get traction early on. I credit that to having a good template, knowing my targets, and all that sort of stuff. But these are things that you're probably doing wrong, probably need to fix. So take that into account with your outreach, okay? Very, very important. So if something's not working with the outreach, stop, change it. That relates to the volume of your outreach, the templates and the content, and then cold calling versus cold email. Switch it up, make it work. The second thing I want to talk about is your targeting. So who are you targeting? Like what companies, what potential clients are you targeting, okay? And I hate to get into this. I've gotten into this before in a video, but there are people that are literally sending out emails or trying to cold call. I don't even know who you're cold calling. Like chains and franchises and like global companies. I did a video one time where I said Walmart will never be your client. Okay, so here's the deal. Look for companies that are local to you. Generally anywhere with a minimum of 50 to 100 employees, okay? Look at their business. look at what kind of money they probably make in revenue. Like, do the math, make it simple. If someone has a mom and pop shop that they're selling, apples and fruits and stuff, do not target that company, okay? They're not going to want to do staffing with you. They're not going to hire someone. They're not going to hire a salesperson. And if they do, they're not going to pay you peanuts. So you're targeting, right? Make sure your targeting is on. So don't call chains and franchises. If you've been doing that, just forget about it. Forget about the fact that you ever did it and stop. The second thing is any company that's worldwide or nationwide and, has businesses everywhere, like, I don't know, what are those cleanup companies, right? Those water restoration, type of companies. Those things, franchises, things that are all over the place. Don't target them. They're not going to work with you. They just won't. So this is philosophical. Like, you really have to learn this after a while, but understand that targeting is an art, and you truly have to understand like who to target. So look through Indeed, like I said, look at the people that are posting jobs. But when you look at that, look at the company, right? Like, make sure you focus in on that company, and then Google the company. Look them up on LinkedIn. How many employees are working for them? You might find an awesome warehouse. Check them out on LinkedIn. And then, like in my video yesterday, when you go in the company directory and then it says 30,000 employees on LinkedIn, check them all out. Yeah, don't target them. Like, that's not, no, 30,000 employees, it's not the right fit. There are certain circumstances where you can work with the local branch, and if you can get in contact with someone, yes, maybe it'll work, but I'm trying to give you the fastest route to success. And that's the whole concept behind my channel, right? Giving you the most value, fastest route to success, closest to the money, the quickest way to the money, and that's my knowledge and that's my experience. And these are things that I've learned personally, and so I'm just passing that on to you. So anyways, that's your targeting. Understand that you're probably doing something wrong with targeting if things aren't working. Switch it up. Don't call chains. Don't call franchises. Make sure you're targeting companies that are 50 to 100 plus employees. Nothing above, 1,500 employees. Nothing with nationwide locations. Stuff like that. The next thing I would say is, who exactly are you targeting at any given company anyways? So who are you emailing? Who are you cold calling, right? So the first thing I'd like to say is something I have said before in probably like 5 or 10 videos. HR and recruiter people that you find emails or phone numbers for are literally trained to tell you no. Don't call them, don't email them. If it's an HR person, if it's a recruiter at whatever company, do not engage with them. They will literally just tell you no. It is their job to help find people for their company. They're not going to go up to their C-level, report and pitch your vendorship to them and say, hey, can we use these people to source people, which is actually my job, but can we pay money to them instead so I can surf Facebook all day still? It's generally not going to work like that. A recruiter's generally not going to push your cause for you in 99% of cases. So HR and recruiters are absolutely just trained to say no. Find real decision makers. That's the key here. Find VPs, directors, managers, mid-level managers that actually manage employees. Those are the people that are literally doing the actual hiring. They feel the pain point. Like a warehouse branch manager that I work with, he knows how many people he needs on his floor or driving forklift all the time. And so he'll connect with me directly, and he's my point of contact. I don't talk to the recruiting department at their company. I don't talk to HR or whatever. That's nothing but a hurdle for me. So once I've developed that relationship, he's the one who continuously calls me back and says, hey, Ben, can we run interviews next week? Can we do this next week? I need a guy for this. I need a girl for that, or whatever. So those are the people you need to connect with. Make sure you are targeting the proper contact at the proper company. Super important. If you're shooting off emails to recruiters or head of HR, just expect a no or a non-reply. That's pretty much as simple as I can put it. I mean, because ultimately they're there to tell you no, flat out. That's just what they do. I would say that, even CEOs, right? So everybody thinks that the CEO is some untouchable individual that, is on their yacht. they're not, okay? They're pretty heavily involved in the business, and these are decisions that they make. So if you get a job order and they needed like 10 people and they're going to pay out, $3,500 per person, you're talking about a $37,000 expense. You better believe the CEO is signing off on something like that. The CEO is someone that's approachable. If you can LinkedIn connect with the CEO of XYZ company that you found that's a good target company, connect with them. They're nothing more than a person like you and me. They've just raised themselves up to that title and they have that ranking. So no big deal. Don't be afraid to connect with C-suite executives is basically what I'm saying. So who you're targeting is critically important. Make sure you're targeting the right person at the right company. Also, make sure that the emails or the phone numbers that you're reaching out to are valid. Make sure that all of the contact information that you're using is genuine and legitimate. I understand that everybody doesn't have $5,000 to pay for Zoom info where I can go through and find like a billion different contacts and get straight to the CTO, straight to the CEO, or whatever manager I want at that company, right? You have to do a little detective work. You've got to go through LinkedIn. You've got to use Contact Out. You can use Seamless.ai. I mean, there's tons of tools, and people have talked about them on the Facebook group, Six Figure Recruiters. Again, if you're not a member, join, link in description. But there are many, many tools that you can use, and LinkedIn is king, right? So LinkedIn is one that you can just go to and immediately connect with the people that you need to just from Jump Street, right? So that's one for sure. So make sure you're targeting people with the right contact information, because otherwise you're just going to be shooting off a ton of emails, and those emails, like from Contact Out, I think they might have like a less than 50% accuracy rate, to be honest with you. I've used it for quite a while before I got into Zoom Info, and then I don't really use it anymore. But I think Contact That has less than like a 50% accuracy rate, to be honest with you. So be careful. Just understand that that person's email might come up as their old job and it's no longer an active email, and you're going to get a bounce and stuff like that. So make sure you're just getting the correct contact information. That's super critical. And then I guess the last and fourth thing that I want to say you're probably doing wrong, and I want to make sure you're doing it right, is bringing value, okay? So I left this for last because I wanted to really hone in on this and give you guys some critical information. If your approach is not to bring value, I don't understand why you would even be in this business, because this business is not transactional. This business is about relationships and the value you bring to the relationship. So basically, when you reach out to someone, you must have a template that gives them a good taste of the value that you're going to be able to deliver. And then that hooks them into connecting back with you. And then from there, you set up a phone call and explain all the value you can actually deliver. Your low price point, your guarantee, your accuracy with candidates, your speediness to getting candidates to them, your amicable and likable personality, right? So bring value with your approach. If you're not bringing value and you're just trying to bring a sale, you're doing it completely wrong, and you have to fix that now, because recruitment is not a sale. Recruitment is a business partnership. And that's one thing, if you take away from this video, that you should understand. It's not transactional. It's totally a partnership. And ultimately, you want that to be a partnership because you want residual business, and you want referrals, and you want just continued business going on. So overall, bring value. Your approach should be one of a partnership rather than a transactional, just here you go, one and done, see you later, blah, blah, blah. If it's like a seller-buyer type thing, like it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out on a transactional level. So just remember that. That's super important. I know that I covered a bunch of different things in this video, and I know that a lot of you guys are probably struggling with the very things that I just discussed. In fact, I know you are, because I talked to a bunch of you and you tell me that these are the issues I'm having and this is the type of stuff I'm running into and all of that. You can connect with me on the Six Figure Recruiter Facebook page. There's a Facebook page and then the Facebook group. You can connect with me on the Facebook page, which is called The Six Figure Recruiter. And I can answer questions and help out and elaborate on this video. But if you need, all of this, just watch this video twice and go through, take notes that are valuable to you. Maybe you're doing half of these things perfectly and half of them completely wrong, and I've just showed you how to fix them. So basically, I would say that ensure that you're doing each and every one of these 4 elements properly, and you're almost guaranteed success by doing that. So that's it for today, guys. Wednesday. I will catch you on Thursday tomorrow. I hope you're having an awesome week. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber already, and smash that like button, please. I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Take care.